Welcome to the ME 1010 Lecture 17 videos. In these first few videos, we're going to talk about vector output from for loops. So for this part of the lecture, you can just open a MATLAB script and give it a name of your choice. I name mine L17 for Lecture 17. Let's go ahead and put a nice comment here so that we remember what this is all about. So vector output from for loops. All right. And we're going to do vector output from for loops two different ways. So we'll make a note of that too. So the two ways are indexing or concatenation. So we're going to start by just making sure we're comfortable with what I mean by indexing and what I mean by concatenation. All right, so we'll start with indexing. So let's go ahead and make sure everything's clear CLC, and then let's create a vector x, and let's put in x the values 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15. All right, so that's going to be a nice row vector. And if we run this, it will print out for us so we can see it there, 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15. Now, if I wanted to change one of those values in x, I would do that by indexing, all right, so that I could say x element 2, instead of a 6, I want that to be a 29. All right, so if I run this, now you can see that the new x is 3, 29, 9, 12, and 15. All right, so I just indexed the value 29 into the second bucket of x. Okay, so indexing, when I say indexing or you see the word indexing, you should immediately think parentheses, okay? Indexing uses parentheses in MATLAB to specify which bucket you're doing something to, okay? Now here's another thing that we can do by indexing. We can actually add on to the vector, right? So I could say x element 6, right, because there are currently 5 things in it. X element 6 is 42, and if I run this, the new x is 3, 29, 9, 12, 15, and now in the 6th spot of 42. And you should remember that we said if you try to add someplace well beyond the current end of the vector, so let's throw in a 56 in bucket 10. This is what MATLAB does. It's happy to put 56 in bucket 10, and if it needs to, it'll fill in with zeros, okay? So these are all examples of indexing using parentheses to either add elements to a vector or to change an element of a vector. Okay, and of course we can also index values out of a vector. So we could say A is equal to x element 4, and that would pull out the 4th element, the 12. Okay, but we're creating vectors, right? So usually we're going to be in these examples today using indexing to put values into vectors. Okay, perfect. So that was indexing. Now let's move on to concatenation. So with concatenation, if we had our original x again, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and we wanted to add an element, let's say we want to throw an 18 into the 6th spot, concatenation looks like this. So concatenation uses square brackets, so we would concatenate what's currently in x with the number 18. All right, and so basically MATLAB's just going to tack an 18 onto the end of the existing x vector. Okay, so let's I guess make this a new section and clear CLC so it's clear what's happening with this code. All right, so run section. So x was 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and now we have concatenated an 18 to the end. All right. So with concatenation, you're always just adding to the end of the vector. We can't concatenate into a specific spot to change something in the middle of our vector, right? But it's really easy to add something on to the end of the vector. Okay, perfect. So bottom line is I want you to think indexing is means use parentheses, and concatenation means use square brackets. All right, that's our intro.